Up on the screen, I want us to write it down or take a screenshot of it. It's this. It's that we are, as a church, seeing that God is calling us to be a church where we together help people find new life in Jesus Christ by helping them connect to Jesus, become like Jesus, and proclaim Jesus. And you're gonna see me and hear others talk about those three specific words: connect and become and proclaim. Our why doesn't change, but how we accomplish our why has changed, is changing, and we're gonna embrace that Spirit-led change and move forward to meeting people no matter where they're at on their journey and helping them see their need for the way and the truth and the life. You know, what's interesting to note is that the word avenue, it simply means this. It's defined as a way of access in Webster's dictionary. Avenue is defined as a way of access. And we've seen this morning that the upgrade that we're making is a reminder of what we would never forego. That there's only one avenue, one way of accessing relationship with the Father, and it's through Jesus Christ. But not only that, we're seeing that there's many different ways of accessing touch points, introducing people to Jesus. Avenue is a word that is simple, it's memorable, it is a very common word within our vernacular that everyone's very familiar with and understands. And yet for us today, it's a clear reminder of where we've been and how God is calling us to move forward. In fact, I don't know if you knew this, in the 20 surrounding cities to our church, and we'll throw this map up on the screen, there are 1,147 avenue street names. I couldn't believe that. That was crazy. So 20 surrounding areas to our church right there in the middle is 1,147 avenue street names. And all avenues, they run north and south and they run east and west. They are always intersecting within our community. And some of the avenues that you know of are very familiar, like the ones that run east and west, like Ogden Avenue or North Avenue or Maple Avenue that turns into Chicago Avenue, depending on where you're at. Then there's the more common ones that run north and south, like Brainerd Avenue or Cass Avenue or Woodward Avenue. So we know those ones. We know the popular ones, but there's also over 1,000 not so popular ones. The ones that you would only know if you have a street address that's an avenue, or if you're driving in your neighborhood and you see avenue. And so regardless of it's a popular street name, popular avenue, or an unpopular avenue, we know that avenues are something that intersect in every aspect of our community. Avenues are something that join our communities together. And for us as a church family, my hope and my prayer is that we as a church would be reminded of that mental picture. That as you and I are going out, no matter where we are at, no matter how we are intersecting with people in their daily lives, we have a purpose, we have a calling, we have a mission, that as we practically show and verbally share the love of Jesus, that people would see this new life that we are living because of Jesus, and they would be drawn to it, and they would have a desire in their hearts that would be awakened by the Holy Spirit to turn to Jesus and embrace the forgiveness and the grace and the new life that God has for them. My hope and prayer moving forward is that every time, church family, that we see that AV or AVE on a street sign, that especially this month, and it's a challenge for this month, but even in the future, my hope is that we develop this habit, but especially in this month, that as we see that AV or AVE, we would say a quick prayer. And we would say, God, show me who needs new life today. And we're driving, no matter where we're going, to work, to school, to an activity, whatever it is, and we see that pop up, and we just pause and we say, God, would you show me who needs to find new life today? And that we would just have that on our hearts and in our minds. But even as we move forward in years and years and years to come, that we would be reminded of our mission, and that the word avenue would no longer be associated in our community with just a street name, but that the word avenue would pop in a person's mind because it reminds them of a radical group of people who are sold out at practically showing and verbally sharing the love of Jesus in our community. That it would draw people to be connected to a place where that there is something different about those people. They're living a different type of life. And I want that for myself, and I want that for my family. And so, after 80 name submissions, months of discussion, conversations with people outside of our church, we are excited to announce that the new name of our church is Avenue Christian Church. And not only do we as leaders believe that this name encompasses who we are as a church and what we're focused on and what we will never forego, it also clearly articulates and reminds us of where God is leading us here to help people find new life in Jesus Christ. I'm really excited about this church family. I cannot wait to see how God continues to use this church, Avenue Christian Church.